Looks like OpenAI just made a major move in the agentic no-code space with Agentkit, and it's basically their answer to tools like n8n, Vector Shift, as well as LangGraph, but native to OpenAI's ecosystem and fully free to access right now. Agentkit is a new end-to-end platform for building, deploying, and optimizing AI agents with no coding required. You have key components like an agent builder, which is a visual canvas to design and test various sorts of multi-agent workflows with a drag and drop logic, built-in guardrails, and live preview runs. You also have a connector registry, which is a central hub for managing data sources, APIs, and tools that connect across OpenAI products. And lastly, you have a ChatKit. This is a customizable chat toolkit that lets developers embed agentic UIs directly into their products or websites. But essentially with Agentkit, OpenAI just blurred the line between AI engineering as well as no-code automation, which gives anyone the power to create production-ready AI agents visually, similar to n8n, Zapier, but with native GPT integration and built-in eval tools. To get started, it's super simple. Just head over to the OpenAI platform, which I'll leave a link to in the description below. Head over to the Agent Builder section, and then over here, you can open up Agent Builder. This will take you to create a new workflow from scratch, but there's a couple of templates that you can access readily, like a document comparison, an internal knowledge assistant, data enrichment, and so many others. But we're going to go ahead and create one from scratch. And this is basically the new canvas of the Agentkit. Before we get started, I just want to mention that you should definitely go ahead and subscribe to the World of AI newsletter. I'm constantly posting different newsletters on a weekly basis, so this is where you can easily get up-to-date knowledge about what is happening in the AI space. So definitely go ahead and subscribe, as this is completely for free. But just take a look at this example where HubSpot integrated Agentkit's custom response widget into their AI assistant. And this is where it gives it the capability to search the company's knowledge base in real time. You can retrieve the most relevant information and help articles and deliver personalized support responses directly to users. This shows how Agentkit isn't just for devs, it's designed for real businesses so that you can embed agentic logic into customer experiences without building everything from scratch. And obviously, you can do the same thing with n8n, but this is something that's new, and that's why we're actually taking a look at it, so that we can compare and see what sort of strengths there are for Agentkit. This is the canvas of the agent builder. On the left-hand side, you have all the different nodes, which are basically action points. You have an agent node, which is where you can call the model to perform any action with instructions and tools. The end is where you can basically finalize the workflow. You have a start node and an end node. Then you have other nodes like a document node. You also have file search, guardrails, MCPs. You also have logics. So if and else logic, you can also have it so that there's a loop for different conditions, user approvals, and then there's also data nodes where you can reshape data, as well as set state where you can assign values to workflow state variables. But this is essentially where you can drag and drop these different nodes to perform different actions, to automate different things. But if you click on the agent node, this is where you can give it a name, give it an instruction as to what you want it to perform, like web searching, or you want to create an AI agent that will help you process data. You can then select the model of your choice, a part of the OpenAI ecosystem, which is definitely restrictive if you're looking to use other models like Gemini or Claude. But essentially, once you select that, you can toggle on or off the reasoning effort. You can also implement other tools you can use, like a client tool, MCPs, file search, and etc. You have all the different tools that OpenAI provides. And if you click more, there's other options that you can tweak, which I wouldn't recommend you do right away if you do not know what you're doing. But just take a look at this demo workflow, which is a simple workflow to research a set of companies using web search and provide a summary analysis. This is where you first start off with the user inquiry, which sends it over to the web research agent. This web research agent has been configured, and it also has been given a name and a couple of instructions where it's stated that you are a helpful assistant, use web search capabilities to find information about the following company that could be used in marketing assets based on the underlying logic. From there, it works on the next step. and that is to summarize and display. This is the next agent that has been configured with another model like the GPT-5, and it also has been requested to include chat history and instruction to put the research together in a nice display using the output format that was described. And alternatively, you can convert the results into different structures. But now, what we can do is we can actually take a preview look of this. So if you click on preview, you can test this out and we can say something like analyze NVIDIA, the stock, and then we can send in this request. And you can see that now it is working on using the web research agent where it's looking through different sources like NVIDIA's website, your description, and it's now working on a summary and displaying that content. And you can see right here that it has done that by providing me the company name, the industry, which is on semiconductors and technology, headquarters in Santa Clara, company size, website, founding year, as well as a description of what the company does. And this was a super simple AI agent that anyone can create with most AI agent builders. And you can see how easy it was to actually configure with the agent kit. And after you have configured your agent, you can click on evaluation. This is where you can get a good understanding of the log as well as how the agent is performing. And you can evaluate different traces with different tests. Now, you can also duplicate this. You can access the code for the ChatKit as well as the agent SDK. And then you can also add a domain to this. And once you have finished configuring it, you can then publish your AI agent so that anyone can access it, or you can basically access it in a production environment. Here is another demo example of an AI agent that can perform different sorts of actions by invoking the database. So you can get analysis on different files a part of your database with different guardrails that are set so that it accesses it only if user input doesn't violate the moderation. It'll then identify each category and then it will provide you a summary of it. And you can actually take a preview of this by sending in a prompt like how many orders did we sell in 2015? And you can send in this prompt. And if it passes the guardrail, it'll then execute it using the select agent and it'll select the correct condition and then provide you the correct answer afterwards. So you can see that it was able to invoke our database and the total orders is 82K approximately based off of the dummy data that was set. And this is something that can also process large amounts of documents, which is great. Now, here comes the real question. Is it better than n8n? Well, the simple answer is Agentkit is definitely not superior than n8n just yet. This is because Agentkit is definitely fairly new. There's a lot of factors that are still being implemented, but most of the reasons why I prefer n8n right away is because it's a little easier to work with, which also offers a lot of customizable and versatility. You have the ability to use a lot of different nodes in comparison to Agentkit, which is just restricted to the base amount, which we saw over there. There's more agents, there's more flexibility with models you can use, and it's easier to prototype to production with the pipelines in Nathan. Now, this doesn't mean that Agentkit is bad. It's definitely a great alternative that you can access directly on the web for free. And it's powered by state of the art models, so you can't really complain much when you're getting offered free access to it. It's something that will be worked upon more, and it will be able to maybe even be on par with n8n in the future. So, in my opinion, right now, n8n is better for multi providers as well as higher customizable workflows. And Agentkit is something that you can get started with completely for free today and get started on the cloud to build basic automations. If you like this video and would love to support the channel, you can consider donating to my channel through the super thanks option below. Or you can consider joining our private Discord where you can access multiple subscriptions to different AI tools for free on a monthly basis, plus daily AI news and exclusive content, plus a lot more. But that's basically it, guys, for today's video on Agentkit. This is something that I'll leave a link to in the description below so that you can easily get started. But with that thought, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the second channel. This is where I'm also posting consistently with my partners. Make sure you go ahead and join the newsletter, join our private Discord, follow me on Twitter, and lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and please take a look at our previous videos because there's a lot of content that you will truly benefit from. But with that thought, guys, have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you guys fairly shortly. Peace out, fellas.